Actually, I should upgrade. We're actually here. I see where. No, not good. So if I can upgrade more my weapons so they do more damage, because going to Londonium is gonna need high powered weapons. They have to be hitting hard. That cannot be stressed enough. Now yes, we are power switch at the moment. Let's see if it's actually working the way I hope. Really, you walk in front of me.
Always good to keep the location of the ship in mind when suits are required.
I'm not going to change my companion for this. This is the first thing I've made sure we couldn't need. Now at the moment we're going to see if my idea works or not. If it works, I know I at least still need more resources. Nope. Okay, how is this not working? Hold on. See what the problem is. Right, gotta do this slowly to make sure it works. Okay. Though I still wonder why we're not seeing any iron come through. But at least now it looks like it's working. There's supposed to be iron coming through, but we're getting no iron. Can I loom? Technically speaking, I should be able to go here. I don't know, why is there helium here? There should be no helium. What the hell?
Switch on. Literally.
I don't think we can, though. Build helium stone. I need 8 tungsten. Okay, I got no choice. Let's go. Not only do I need more tungsten, I also need more. I will. Hopefully that will improve our.
Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
Engines firing. Here we go.
The blackest sea. Where shall we swim to next, O wise and formidable captain?
You're mine. You can't win this. Drop guards out. It's over. Unknown vessel, all in a day's work for UC SysDef. Crimson Fleet would have come after you as soon as they were done with us. You're lucky we were on it. SysDef will be there for you, whether you help or not.
Yeah, well, I wasn't gonna open fire and have you guys go, hey, you opened fire on me. Like you've done every other friggin' time I've opened fire and you guys don't like it, so. and chose to let you handle it. Uh-huh. How do I have more frames when I sold so many not that long? 70,000. I've already broken those down, so I'm not gonna hit those anymore. Actually, bring it down a bit more. So here's our resources.
I know Aquila City rather well. Perhaps better than I would like.
Don't really need aluminium. I used to just grab everything, but don't really need to do that. One, grabbing everything's gonna leave you. With a lot. I think we got enough at the moment. Into shotgun. Oh, hi! I'm an That's good place. I am. I'm not. There's a certain shotgun I like. Need more. That. Go to the bookstore, see if we can sell something.
Yeah?
Where's that?
Feel free to read my husband. I think.
Oh my H.G. Wells! Oh, some of his short stories. He's one of my all-time favorite historical figures. What I would give to be able to talk to him. But reading his works is satisfying all the same. Thank you.
Let me see. I'm afraid there's nothing you have that interests me.
Happily.
Whether she wants it or not, she's getting them. I was hoping that there'd be way more, though. So how much do I have? 65. Let's go to London, yeah.
The Council of Governors meeting our very own.
Yeah, and they still know how to fuck you sideways without you seeing. How interesting.
If you're looking to stay, Stone Road Inn will take care of you.
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how the saying goes?
Oh, I hope you agree, because we're about to go
Dust
to
off.
London.
Orbital insertion completed.
Look at that. A whole new set of stars.
We kill again. You're advised to leave this orbit immediately. The United Colonies will not be held responsible for any harm you suffer by proceeding. Critical mission? Oh, you're with the collection team, aren't you? Fine. We'll send word you're on your way down. You're cleared to land.
for touchdown.
I have heard of Londinian. Anyone who has spent time in United Colonies space has, of course. Now I understand why the stories persist.
You! Inside the barriers! Double time! You with the Xeno unit? You're heading to command. Far end of the company.
I pride myself on knowing everyone on this world, and I don't know you. You're with the collection team then, I presume. Either that, or you're one deeply unlucky trespasser. Vanguard, eh? Brief said you were an eclectic group. You must have really shined out on the fringe to get assigned a task like this. Ah, then this must be the rest of your outfit. Commander Hatum, no need for introductions, Major Sanan. Dr. Walker, your reputations precede you, as does the urgency of your mission, so I'll get to it. Now, Londinian is one of the most dangerous places in the Milky Way. It's with good reason my soldiers and I do everything we can to avoid entering the city. Terramorphs are omnipresent, and the structural damage left behind when Major Sanan's father bombed its spaceport has turned large swathes of the metropolis into a decaying labyrinth. As such, we'll be providing you all with gear, information, and uploading municipal unlock codes to your robot. Every tool you could need to succeed out there. Except one. Once you're on the other side of those barriers, you will be on your own. If you get into trouble, my people will not be coming. Do we understand each other? Precisely. I'll leave you to your preparations then. You can find your equipment in our armory, base of the tower just outside. And I do believe there's someone waiting for you there, Captain. Now, once you're outside the base, it's my personal suggestion you make a beeline to the nearby Aceles plant. It contains one of our sealed caches. though I can't guarantee it won't contain anything else. I hope you all find what you're looking for out there. Robot, you're coming with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Commander. Percival, you all set to hook into their comms tower?
Should only take a few minutes. Let's get this done and get the hell out of here.
Percival will be scanning the city for our samples from here. When he finds one, he'll transmit the coordinates to us out in the field.
Pinpoint's a bit strong.
The equipment will be able to get us a rough location of any acceptable samples in the scan area. It'll be up to you, Kaiser, and I to find the things. All right. Head over to the armory and gear up. Once you're done, we'll meet by the entrance to the city.
Transfer complete. Those codes are back. Should shut themselves back down automatically.
Excuse me.
Don't go into the city much. Never for long. Too risky.
Yes? You match our description. The Vanguard captain? The cabinet wanted you to have something. Make sure you had the best tools for the task at hand. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Word of advice while you're out there. Don't trust what the voices tell you. I also wish to be prepared for any situation, but there are practical limits, no?
I am already gonna have to use aid. It's only 22 though, but it's got a high fire rate, which I think is the whole reason. But what was this that we got here? Right, that is definitely getting edit on. Okay, we now have enough. Don't have the resources to upgrade these things yet. I don't think I'm gonna get time to snipe. know 2068, but we upgrade it. Yeah, blow up. More thermal protection. There's no orange, check the armory. Doesn't look like I can upgrade you. So we'll just put you away for now. This is the reason why I've kept them on, and it looks like I'm gonna have to start using them on this mission to keep us moving. He's in the snow. One of the hazard was a 6 shot on me. Thermal 35.
All set on your gear? Are you ready to do this? That's damn right we are. Come on, let's get out there. Kaiser? Perth.
I am ready.
Personal comm should be routed through Kaiser now. You copy that?
Roger, loud and clear.
Perhaps too loud.
Oh, you're a riot robot.
Percival, where are we heading?
Running the first sweep. Got one. A Sealy's. Not far. Old shipping yard just past the processing plant. Gene samples are probably in one of the containers.
Not be an issue. No sign of the morph, though.
Your shipping yard's just beyond the processing plant. Cache with some goodies is towards the rear of the facility.
Kaiser, we close enough for you to dial in the location of those samples from here?
Yes, they're faint, but I'm detecting multiple valid signatures. I have restored power to the containers.
Jackpot! Get down there and collect as many as you can.
First of all, we got frostbite again. Hello. How do we get around that? Nope. So let's go. No, still in. can't move. He's got me trapped.
Kill protocols active.
Ah, fucking hell. I didn't pay enough attention to my health. Getting stuck against that wall didn't help either.
Nothing's gonna save you. Nothing's gonna save you.
Down! Get down!
Put down your weapon. We just want to be friends.
Evaluation insufficient. Time off.
It's got me! It's got me! Where are you?
You may yield. Systems are damaged. Damaged.
Oh, motherfucker, this minigun is very handy. I just realized we are gonna take a lot. Of annoyance, though. I'm gonna run out of ammo.
eager to help, if I can. If I can take a few things, I will.
Yes, you will. I want you. Take that.
Thank you for the conversation and everything.
All Asili's samples collected.
All right, now hand those over to Kaiser, and let's get out of here.
Samples secure.
Nice work. Now, earlier scan picked up a valid terramorph sample, but, well, it's in the spaceport. And the quick route there looks like it got blasted when the port did.
There are steam tunnels under the city, which will allow us to access the spaceport.
What do you... That's right. Kaiser, how did you know that?
I'm not sure.
Percival, you see any better option?
Not from where I'm standing.
Then we've got our answer.
Access unlocked. We may proceed.
Kaiser, this flora, this is Lazarus plant, isn't it?
Confirmed.
You know, no one even realized it was a living thing until someone got it under a microscope and saw it had cells. Can't be cultivated anywhere but Londinian. A real marvel. These leeches. What's keeping you things warm? What's that? My God. Look at it. A laser in bloom. You know, we might be some of the only... What's happening? Captain, you seen this? Oh my God. The heat leeches are terramorphs.
But heat leeches infest every settlement, every corner of the settled systems. That means that every single one... Oh no.
You just saw that, right? You would tell me if I was losing my mind. That heat leech became a terramorph. The pests that have snuck onto every planet are baby terramorphs. Heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then, with time, they transform. We just found out how terramorphs move between planets. That I don't have an answer for right now. But if they share a genome, like most nymphs and adults do, the microbe should have no problem dealing with heat leeches and terramorphs. The Aciles we'll have to look into. But given what we know about the creatures, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to find that they've got an appetite for both. No, Lazarus plants can't grow anywhere but here, let alone blossom. People have tried. Plus, if what we just witnessed was happening anywhere else, well, it wouldn't just be Londinian lost to these things. What we just saw, it must be some kind of alternate growth method. One that winnows 70 years of maturation into seconds. It's incredible. I am sincerely inclined to agree, but current evidence suggests nature manages it just fine. The Lazarus plant. It's clearly an accelerant for the terramorph, a heat leech transformation process. Make one into the other in an instant. But that means if anyone knew about this, they could trigger a terramorph spawning. You could sneak a leech into a city, or even multiple leeches, into a place like New Atlantis. Good God. The attack on New Atlantis, does this... Could someone have set that up? But first, you'd have to know the truth about all this.
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it.
We may proceed.
Go!
Like how he tells us to get after it. This is gonna be an asshole to kill.
Kaiser's got the cell data from the New Atlantis and Tau Ceti attacks, right?
Uploaded them myself.
Captain, let Kaiser take a look at that sample.
Beginning analysis. It is a match. This suggests with high certainty that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attacks on both planets.
There's no way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, New Atlantis, and Tau Ceti. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands. Captain, do you understand what it is we just stumbled on here? Exactly. Someone saw the Lazarus plant in action and used it to trigger the attacks.
I wonder where they could have gotten such an idea, deploying alien life forms as weapons.
I wouldn't be shocked to find out our team, in part, inspired the approach, but our group never dealt with something that could have an effect like this. Makes some sense, actually. Tau Ceti was likely their first test, someplace remote where no one would question a few settlers going missing. Ensure the big show, the attack on New Atlantis, would be a success. And the timing of that one, it couldn't have been just luck that it happened right when we were asking the cabinet to do something about the Terramorphs. These attacks, I think someone planned them to set all this in motion. They certainly were. But having this answer, well, it raises a couple big questions. Who could pull something like this off? And why?
Let's save the discussion for when you all aren't standing in the universe's closest equivalent to hell frozen over. If we're gonna do anything to prevent more Terramorph attacks, human cause or otherwise, we need that final sample.
Roger that. Kaiser, get us into the spaceport?
The entrance is this way.
It is her dad. It's way too obvious.
I am unable to provide sufficient power to the lock mechanism.
Anyone got ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
There's control panel. Still looks operable. Of all the things to survive.
Yes, but you're not questioning the recently deceased UNC personnel on the ground. I really do get sick of my controller. See? I'm not even touching anything. That's what I mean by I get sick of my controller. I need a new one, but I don't have any money for a new one, so I'm stuck with what I have. Oh my god. Controller's just getting worse.
Captain, I think I see it.
Reboot engaged. Running diagnostic. Diagnostic complete. Multiple systems unavailable. Warning, priority safety concern detected. Exterior hatch power restored.
Back in business.
Warning, emergency recorder message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Admiral Senon, we need to make the evacuation request.
That's my father he's addressing. He was here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Admiral!
It just transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation, they're all in this facility.
Other than our casualties, yes, sir.
Good. Get them in defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. I'll send ships as soon as possible.
Thank God. None of us wanted to go down swarmed by those things.
That won't be your fate, Colonel. You have my word.
Transcription complete. Physical copy available.
An invisible weapon. He knew. He knew about the Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk. Hey, Victus. He destroyed this place. Killed these people to keep what he knew about the Lazarus plant and the Terramorphs and all this a secret. Didn't he? Saw the potential of the plant as a weapon and hid it away. He killed those people to keep them from sharing what they might have seen. Condemned this whole city to death. He's...
I sincerely hope you are not suggesting he was justified in his actions. I would not wish to associate with someone who felt he did the right thing.
A calculated loss. these soldiers for the rest of the galaxy. That sounds exactly like what my father would do. But it doesn't, it can't justify slaughter. Wait. If the plant was used to trigger the attacks, that means Vivictus. He might have been involved in what happened on New Atlantis. I hate to say it, but I think your instinct about him might have been right. Good point. Deal with one monster at a time. Let's go get that final sample.
Ah, a face I never mind seeing. What can I do for you? Yes? You need something? I find myself much improved by spending time with you. That is how friends work, yes? I would certainly hope so, or I might feel quite foolish right now. It is always a pleasure.
Sadly, you can't have two.
Kaiser, try it now.
Successful.
Guys, your sample, it moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
That doesn't sound good. Eyes peeled.
Makes me more suspicious of them here. Is this a test?
What the hell? Is that the sample? My God, concentrate fire! Shoot! Shoot!
That is the sample? Come on then. We have collecting to do.
That sound. What is that?
It's putting out some kind of signal. Radar's lighting up. I think you're due for some company.
There's one right there! Kill it!
For you. Get down! There was more on the way.
Down! Put down the weapon or we shoot!
Check your six! It's one of them! There's another one! They're everywhere!
Surrounded. All around. No way out.
Injury sustained. You'll have to try again.
Help! Help! Oh, God, help me! They're going to betray you. Every last one.
You have to help me.
You left us. Why did you leave us?
Systems are damaged. Rerouting power.
Nothing's gonna save you. Nothing's gonna save you.
We just want to be friends.
Control! They're not coming after us. I guess we should... Good. Now just stash that sample with Kaiser and we're done.
Final sample secure.
All wrapped up. Time to get the hell out of here. Percival, You should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On it. See you soon.
Credit for your thoughts. What have you got for me? May the serpent guard you.
Let's move. Holy moly, that is a very interesting development. Or are we just dealing with that fade?
Is that for selling later or waste? Personal use?
Her father knew about all of it, but the possibility that the whole reason the Space Force got basically bombarded was not just to stop them. Hey, Carl. Oh, wonderful. Not just to stop the unexpected, but also to cover up the discovery. Very interesting. Question is, what are we going to do? Okay, that's not a good look. At the moment, Holly's been sick, so she hasn't been streaming that much at the moment, so
you. Back
But
from
once
the
she's
underworld.
better, she'll be back.
Got pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there. But it sounded like this was a success. Got everything we need to put this plan in motion. Can't be positive until we run some tests. But knowing that the Terramorphs have been masquerading as heat leeches all this time is a big find. Arguably makes things more feasible, now that we know what we're dealing with, not less.
Agreed. Plus, I don't think you're gonna have to push real hard to get folks on board with cleaning up one of the galaxy's greatest pests if this is what they're capable of.
But none of that's getting done without the samples. You do have them, right? Ah, this place for them. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Vae Victus knew about this damn plant?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that from the great beyond.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
I'm sorry, what? She's pulling my leg, right? Hadrian?
I don't believe she is.
So that means we have a suspect.
I believe that's exactly what that means. Look, Captain. Percival and we need to get these samples back to the lab. Ensure we'll be able to handle cleaning up the leeches as well as the Terramorphs. But Vae Victus is the only solid lead we've got on the attacks. Since you're the only one who knows where he is, can you speak to him? See if you can get him to cough up anything he might know. Good. We'll all meet back at Mast, outside the cabinet chambers. They're gonna want to know everything we've uncovered here. Best of luck, Captain. And thank you for dealing with him.
That's a bloody understatement. We didn't friggin' need him, I'm gonna fucking kill him. Ooh. Still didn't want to go down, hit that too hard. And there you are. Alright.
Hello, excellent to see you. A good team always shares the load.
Yes, but I'll take... those off you, I'll take those and that. So you don't need that anymore.
I am here.
I definitely want to improve that, so I might keep that on me. Everything until we get on the ship.
If you need me.
We can't go to
Escape trajectory plotted.
Dad, have you ever tried Aurora?
And we're back where we belong.
Attention vessel, you have entered restricted space. Please respond.
What was it like?
Constellation's most Terry. It was Terry. You understand what you want to see?
Grav jump complete.
he literally came from the planet and they're asking us. We gotta drop off how certain things that aren't allowed in main civilian
Seals
space.
good, air pressure good. Here we're docked.
This station is but a shadow of its former purpose. I do not like it here. I understand this station was once quite the luxurious place for UC military commanders.
Yes,
Based
of
on what I
course.
see, and that's very hard to believe.
Oh.
Good to see you. I
Am
hope
I
we have
looking in
what
the
you
wrong
need.
area? I was. Damn. Doesn't actually cost that much. Don't really use these. Oh shit. I just thought there was something that I actually do want to keep. Kyle, how are you doing anyway? emergency kit. I need to buy those back. I can probably get rid of all of this aluminium. Only because I got so much back at base. Back at, well, one of my main outposts. Well, I'm alright. Decided to change it up tonight and what I was gonna stream. Just a quiet night. So hard because I still use some of it for travel. I need more of that. I don't need more water. Alright, that's so hard. I think I'm going to be able to sell. Oh, alright. Anything under 50 should be going rid of. Alright, now we can go. Actually, let's keep our pistol. Now we can go talk to Vader Vitus. Especially we don't have any contraband on us now.
Need some work done?
I asked my
You will
boss
be
what they're
scanned as
doing.
you enter the city.
Probably means she doesn't have one.
Hope you're finding every. Oh, please take a look.
Huh? She's got 11.
Thanks for coming in.
You look like someone who has been stories.
I am thankful these rides are quick. I do not like being in small, enclosed spaces with many people I do not know. Are we at all surprised that the UC has such a massive space dedicated to secrets?
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for? Now, what in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that? That's quite the claim, Captain. I hate to think what would happen if such a patently untrue statement reached the ears of the cabinet. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us. You know, you're far more clever than I expected. You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti, New Atlantis, my doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing. Not a bad thought. But no. The attacks situation that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential. Simple to say now, but with the outbreak raging from a barely understood source, the moment demanded quick action. So I did what was required. I removed a dangerous variable from an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You. Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? I don't know, Captain. Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. A new face would be needed, of course, but it wasn't an impossibility. Though now, I'm not so sure. It wasn't easy. But the beauty of being loathed is that people will do whatever they can not to deal with you. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist. And so I used their blind eye to my advantage. Still, establishing a back channel to Orlays via the UC recovery teams was painstaking work. I've led campaigns less nerve-wracking. They believed they were luring in wanted criminals, but were in fact delivering precisely encoded slates, filled with instructions invisible to any but their recipient, dropped off at just the right moments to fall into the proper hands. All without the UC realizing whom you were actually dealing with. Slow work. But as you can see, ultimately effective.
He is a fucking genius.
There are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one and become the other. And we all benefited. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday. You're being honored only because I arranged the situations where it could happen. let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the Terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands, maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orleza's role in the attacks to the cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlez and Orlez alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together. And how many have you killed to get where you are now? There are no great works that don't cost lives, Captain. Whether it's winning a war, or digging a tram tunnel. So we sacrificed a few dozen in the attacks to possibly protect millions. That seems like a fair exchange to me. I only hope you'll see the same, and leave my name out of the discussions to come. Hunting down criminals, and other threats to the United Colonies. I expect they'll give me a bit more free range once this is all over. You would help me, like you did with Orlez. Track them down, and keep them from doing harm to the United Colonies. Impossible, though, if the cabinet learns I'm the one responsible for the attacks. Well, I do hope you'll keep the larger perspective in mind, Captain. We've done something great here. Let's not squander the opportunity to do more.
Personally, I think he should just be publicly executed.
I'm glad to see you. We will speak again soon, I hope.
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Asylees are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant? I knew it. The second I heard that recording, I knew. Why? Did he say why he did it? It takes some deeply twisted logic to think anything did more harm to the Sanan name than him.
Somehow, after all that has transpired, he still believes himself to be the hero. He created this whole situation just so others would see him the way he sees himself.
Yep.
But all it has done is further expose him for what he really is.
Well, once we inform the cabinet, they can ensure he won't be able to do anything like this ever again. My hope would be that whatever connections he's got to the outside world disappear. Make sure his future schemes and machinations stay in his cell with him. But honestly, I'm not sure. He's in a unique position, and has done a special kind of harm to the colonies. Exactly. Bring justice to everyone he's hurt. So I guess that gives us our final answer. Nothing left to do but head in and see what the cabinet thinks of it all. Unless there was more to discuss. This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the Terramorphs. It's hard to know. Unlike my father, the cabinet aren't butchers. But killing UC citizens, along with everything else he's done, is unforgivable. But if you're really that concerned, you could request they be lenient. They might be willing to spare him. Asylees aren't hostile to humans, but they are megafauna. If someone decides to pick a fight with one, it could get ugly. But they've already been spread far and wide once before when the UC was raising them as livestock, so the risk of introducing them to new worlds is minimal. Using them to clean up the Terramorphs and leeches, though, it's not going to be nearly as expedient as the microbe would be. Given what we know now about the Lazarus plant, the speed of the job does matter. But going with the Asylees, we're at least dealing with known risks. They are.
Microbe needed minimal adjustment to account for heat leech anatomy.
And the Asylees seem like they're even better at tracking leeches than morphs.
Hell of a sight to watch, though, when they catch them. Like an open airlock guzzling angry spaghetti. Microbe is gonna make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science. You know we can make this safe.
I do know the science. I also know math. And a 1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0. So I guess we're still in discussion. Probably best at this point to let the cabinet weigh in, see if they have a preference. And here we go.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true? This report comes from a particularly confidential source both you and I are familiar with, yes. Among the reasons its findings are so alarming. Now, is it true? Was the attack on New Atlantis planned?
My God.
An attack? Using terramorphs? How is that possible?
You will all receive a full briefing once we're done here. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orlays commit these attacks, Captain?
Orlays? It's true, ma'am. I heard the recording myself. My father figured out how to use terramorphs as weapons.
He did what?
That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was gonna end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order. This information does not leave this room. Now, that's quite the accusation you're leveling, considering Francois Sinon has not left containment for the better part of 2 decades. You have evidence to back this up?
It just transformed. A terramorph out of thin air. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this, and said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject once confronted with that recording. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators to have a little chat with the Admiral?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. Well, I don't think the United Colonies can thank you enough. We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with Vevictus sooner. I intend to rectify that mistake immediately. That's truly disconcerting to hear. But cutting off Vevictus's contact with the outside world is likely to be just the beginning of his punishment. I'm inclined to agree, Captain. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the 3 of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the Cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the Cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President. Tell the Freestar Collective. Wow. So they have another tool to utilize against us?
I'm in agreement. I fail to see the value here.
Agreed. Any effort to de-escalate the situation should be considered. Being as open as possible would be a valuable move.
Oh, that is an interesting idea. A grand gesture to further display this cabinet doesn't think like those of the past.
The observers on Mars have proven such a gesture can bear fruit.
So, you want us to make nice with the Collective by sharing our state secrets?
No, I want us to display plainly the UC's actual intentions, that the plant will never be used as a weapon again.
That does sound worthwhile, Chief Kulkarni. Very well. We'll get the Collective involved in the management. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps. The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter. I believe we have a responsibility to do something, yes. Heavens forbid, years from now, someone reopens the Pandora's box that Vevictis discovered. It falls to us to enact every measure required to ensure that day never comes.
That's a good answer.
Please, ask.
Infinitesimally low.
But not zero.
The chance of a starship landing on you as you sit here isn't zero, yet you still attended. Personally, my fear isn't mutation, but Terramorphs developing a resistance. But that's something our group can continue to address if we decide to take this approach, as I believe we should.
This won't work without them.
Exactly right, ma'am. The Interstellar Affairs Office has already begun reaching out to worlds throughout the settled systems, informing them of the risks we're all facing, and that the UC has a plan to prevent what happened on New Atlantis from happening elsewhere. Thus far, the response has been overwhelmingly positive. The spirit of mutual cooperation displayed between the UC and the Freestar Collective in managing the Terramorph data set a good tone for the work we're doing, Captain. We expect we'll hit some resistance, but our office has plenty of carrots and sticks to ensure the program's widespread success.
The responsibilities will be spread across multiple branches of the UC. Research and day-to-day administration will be handled by a new group under the Science Division. All diplomatic concerns and coordination will fall to Chief Yassine and Interstellar Affairs. But most of the actual on-the-ground work, that'll be handled by the Vanguard.
I can feel this one. While intimidating creatures, certainly, Aseles are docile and less provoked. They're honestly closer to oversized mobile scanners than deadly predators. The concern is that, while all proposed methods will be long-term efforts, the Aseles are the slowest. Slow to breed, slow to deploy. We do everything we could to accelerate that process, including mustering some of our mothballed cloning technologies. But if we do elect to use this method, we'll be doing things at the pace of a megafauna, which is not an expedient one.
Very well. Then did you have a preference on the method we should deploy?
Glad to see someone's not afraid of a little applied genetics. The Science Division is in full agreement.
Let us hope this Science Division truly knows what they are doing.
Grand threats merit grand actions, and grand actions are precisely what our group does.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you three the founding members of the TMD.
Oh my god.
As befits such a group, the Cabinet wanted to display its gratitude. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Class 1?
For the three of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sanan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts, spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
And as a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you, Captain, will have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
Keep it moving.
He's not at the next station.
If we can avoid entering that building, I would prefer it. Let us just say I am allergic to bureaucracy.
I've gotta say, this is a first. I've never had a Class 1 citizen in my ranks before. Congratulations, Captain. No need to thank me. You brought this all on yourself. I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. All UC goods and services should now have a thanks for protecting the colonies discount. And the credits should be in your accounts now. But to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Aphelion Realty office. They should be able to grant you access. Higher-ups wanted to make sure you know how much they appreciate what you've done. But with all that squared, it's time to get you a new assignment. There are your standard Vanguard missions, putting those pilot skills to use defending UC space. Or you could help the TMD in cleaning up terramorphs. Oh, and I got a request from Dr. Walker. Wanted your help collecting biological samples to keep an eye out for any, new alien threats on the horizon. Any of those missions call to you? Any chance to bag some bugs, right? Well, I can provide. Let me just check my logs. Okay, these coordinates should get you to your first target. There. These missions are straightforward.
It's a buyer's market right now. Good time to make a move. Well, if it isn't the United Colony's newest Class 1 citizen, you've made quite a name for yourself in New Atlantis. In fact, the higher-ups want to thank you for your dedicated service by giving you one of the nicest pieces of real estate in the city. It's a premium penthouse at the top of Mercury Tower. Best location in New Atlantis, in my professional opinion.
What do you say? It'll just take a second to get you registered as the owner.
Great! You're in for a real treat. It's one of my favorite apartments in the city. Okay, you're all set. Your new home's located in Mercury Tower in the residential district. You'll love the place. It has a gorgeous floor plan and an unbeatable view of the city. Now that you're an owner, I'm sure I'll be seeing you around town.
Oop. That didn't really well. Might use the shower. Hey, there's my ship. Wonder if I jump down here, would I actually not die? There's multiple bedrooms. Oh. Well, there's a laundry. And then what's this door? More view of the outside the city. It literally just crashed. That's hilarious. It literally just crashed on me going into that. Oh my god. That is hilarious. If that's a bug, that's gonna be even funnier. That is hilarious. But that's a bug. Gotta customize your penthouse and whoop, boot it off the game. Let's see where we might deal with the penthouse later, actually. There's more things that can be done. Right, I'll unlock it, then we'll leave it as that. Speak to Percival. Accept a cargo mission from the mission board. Visit the London landmark. Holy shit. I really haven't done any of these.
I told my parents.
The funny thing is, I mostly live on the ship anyway, so don't really need a penthouse, but good to have.
I do find that statue pleasing. I wonder if it matches the original vision of the artist, or if they changed the design as they worked.
I never knew we could land on Earth. I thought it was supposed to be in...
Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
Up and away. Now you're not Pester, Captain.
Pester? You think I'm a pest?
Oh, yeah. Poor choice of words. I can't believe I should stand near you.
Of course.
The same air.
Apogee kick complete.
Book
Orbit
collection
steady.
fund I heard about.
Don't you always say, don't listen to rumors? Drive spinning down. Systems green.
Landing site's clear. All green here.
It's a relief to know that the Terramorphs are being dealt with. I wanted to tell you that I think you made the right decision. The microbes will ensure this is not a problem for much longer. I can understand that. Yes, I suppose it does have some risk. These microbes could eventually become a problem in their own right. Well, let us hope it does not come to that. And I must say, I find it curious that you would agree keeping the Lazarus plant around is a good idea. It seems an additional, unnecessary risk. I do not think some potential future use outweighs the risk it poses now. At least the Freestar Collective will also know of its existence. Otherwise, I worry it would be too tempting for the UC to use as a weapon. Well, it is good to know that this particular threat is behind us, and you have done a service to all who live in the settled systems.
Can I actually build them? There's resources here, but they won't let us build an outpost. That seems pretty stupid. Yeah, I'd rather not get lost in here. Let's go to visit someone's house.
Struts retract. Retro's firing. Orbit stabilized.
Landing commencing.
Let us see what wonders of life this planet hosts. I would not wish to make too many assumptions about where the credits for all this came from, but it seems that crime does indeed pay.
When my former captain died, I knew my days with the fleet were marching to the cliff's end. I was already considered an old jack-o'-bones, scaring the new rooks on the fact that I was still alive. Grimm's laughing reminder that most of them wouldn't make it to my age. Tossing my youth away on gutting haulers for the fleet was one thing, but watching another generation doing the same, knowing where the end was for them, my mind started clocking hours on the point of it all. And that's when the beauty of the Blackest Sea started to catch me for the first time. Humanity's jaunt into the stars could use a friendlier meeting than gun and blade. And who could do better good out there than someone who had seen the darkest edges and lived to tip your ear to the tale? Made too many promises to shine light on the details, but I cashed out from the fleet. Bought an old hauler and converted it into a flying traveler's inn. Even named it the Jolly Roger as a bit of history's chuckle. We sputtered around the settled systems as best we could, helping the helpless. A safe harbor for anyone who needed it. Eventually, retired from that as well. Had too much of the past, still needed burying. Didn't stop Sarah Morgan from finding me, though. In her hunt for one of the historical relics I stole from the UC. Been a part of Constellation ever since. A third life in the making, and one with a mission worth the toil. Memory's fault comes through on the exact time, but my career in the fleet took a turn as the UC stepped up its efforts. Not the first or last time they tried to wash the bloody tab. Caught a smile being with the crew whose captain took the challenge to play smart. If every breach and storm was a fight to the death, might as well make it for the highest stakes. And why not take the time to learn all the locks and bolts? Crack the systems that held the treasures? Learn the routes between stars that would become the best places to go. I never read so many books in my days as when I was gearing the brain for a heist. Soon enough, I found myself just reading whenever time's moments could spare.
I hate these. I always seem to take the longest.
you can't succeed at that before we are discovered. Perhaps all this does come at a cost. To one's peace of mind, if nothing else.
Okay, where's the off switch? Was that just a physical impossibility?
Paid in full for this little piece of the settled systems to call my own. The pot is starting to boil over back at Constellation with all this work we're doing with the eye, so this might be the last time I set eyes here for a spell. Don't really know if my faith holds strong to Barrett's idea of what these artifacts are, but the science sings true. How did I get here? A Crimson Fleet rook turned old man astronomer, arguing with a physicist about what the stars themselves are. Got a smile on this life. Owe it all to the others that didn't make it to keep going.
It is a nice place, though. Right, it's time to head back to the ship.
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how the saying goes?
Yep. those idiot brains.
Your ship smells so much better than Dad's. Like, a lot.
That's 3, right there.
You know, the way you handle things, not bad. Not bad.
Whatever you need, you got it. Sorry to pull you aside like this, but I wanted to take a moment to congratulate you. Taking those steps to eradicate the Terramorph threat is essential to the safety of every living thing in the settled systems. You should be proud. Indeed. Leaving that problem unchecked could have made the situation go from bad to worse. Well, I'm relieved that the United Colonies agreed to use their genetically engineered microbe to exterminate the Terramorphs. Apparently, their decision was based on your recommendation. That was a smart choice you've made. A solid scientific decision. Having a change of heart? You shouldn't. Chief Engineer Kulkarni insists that the microbe will be effective, so you should trust her expertise and her experience. Good, good. I wouldn't want you to think it was some kind of mistake. Despite the Lazarus plant being simply locked away, your decision has made the settled systems a safer place to live for years to come. Oh, well, of course. I'm happy to be there for you. If there's anything else you ever feel like discussing, you let me know. Ah, my day just got a whole lot... I'm right behind you.
Miss Morgan, I shall be here if you need me.
It's actually comforting to know that, Androsia. Thank you.
All different, however, the other two are lacking, which is why I'm not using it. And this one's different, this one's 10 difference. It's not lacking in the other department, so I might just keep it.
Okay, that's it. Time to sell so the two of us make... Dropping off a few choice items?
Yes, because I'm improving your gear. If I can, you might not be able to. I might not be able to, actually, looking at that. 144. I think that's better. 65. Was that 65? Yep, okay. And 68. Okay, that call. What's your two weapons? Do you have the ammo? Yes, you do. Okay.
Bye, love.
It's good to be out and about. Lives get stuffy sometimes. The whole Terramorph situation, seriously, hats off to you. When I was growing up, everyone was afraid of Terramorphs. How they could seemingly strike anywhere at any time. The carnage, the destruction. The stuff you've done here could save so many lives. Oh, the Freestar Collective ain't no angels either. Still, yeah, what they did here was beyond the pale. I know using the microbes to kill the Terramorphs may be controversial, but for what it's worth, I think you made the right call. 100%. We just can't take any chances with those damn Terramorphs. Well, if there are, then we'll deal with it together. The United Colonies. Hell, everyone and everywhere owes you big time. Even if they don't know it. You need something? If you need me to haul something, I'm willing.
Okay, he's got the mag close. I want to improve that, but I can't improve that until I improve. Oh, you son of a... Oh, the other thing I'm giving you is that. Hey, you need a secondary weapon.
I wouldn't say no to a gift.
What can we give him as a second? Oh, I want to upgrade you. So no. Ooh. You need upgrading now. Do I have a mag? It's a legendary pistol. That does a hell of a lot more damage, and I can upgrade it now. 43 MI.
Take it easy.
Hi.
Sometimes I just want to turn off the grav drive so we can float around. It's the best. Not even once. She didn't even know how to replace. Bye.
Hey, good to see you.
Using Isaac. User? How may I serve you? There's always room in my pack for your things.
Two. Got a Mac post as well.
That was a good talk. It'll be hard to talk. But you always manage.
I hope you're having a good day.
Alright, up to the cockpit now.
last night.
Don't pretend to be mad at me. I know you aren't really. I learned that back on Earth, people used to use the stars to navigate. That's so cool. But I guess it only worked because they just lived on one planet. And that sounds boring. Nice clean door,
Remind me
Captain.
one of these days to tell you the tale of a certain Solomon.
I hope what they're carrying is worth all this trouble. Oh well.
Let's do this.
That, my friend, is how we do things on Jemison. Might as well take what we can.
God, these
Was it
guys
really
weren't hard to
necessary
take.
for you to drag around all that gear?
Yes. And let us go up. Nope. I'm dead to the den again.
We're on our own again. complete.
I'll head to my crew position. Well, this station's seen better days. I wonder if the UC will ever fully restore it to its... former glory.
Okay, we have. I don't know why.
Hey, Dad. Want to hear a joke?
Sure, Sweet Pea. Yo, man, textbook there.
Okay.
We're free.
Who can jump higher than a skyscraper in New Atlantis?
I don't know. Who?
I'm gonna go to bed and hop off.
I have things for you.
Any troubles you need to share? Yep, here you go. Stay safe, darling.
Now, all we need to do is add a casino, and we can start inviting guests.
Yes, I have not really done much else with this one. Still doesn't seem to work. I have no idea when it comes to the outpost.
Is mining? How are you, Dusty? Yes. All right. No, I don't. I only ask as many questions as I need to get my job done. I had no idea it was dangerous. Don't hold grudges, Dusty. I sent you to do the job I was paying you for. Running into strange things underground is an occupational hazard for miners. I never considered anything else. My parents were miners too. I've been learning the trade since I was old enough to dig. The longest I've spent above ground was the year and a half I served in the UC military during the Colony War. That was more than enough for me. I prefer to keep my boots full of dust and my pockets full of credits. Less trouble that way. Let's hear it. I did. I know I don't seem like the military type. Like most people, I was less practical when I was young. Well, I lost someone dear to me in the war. I'm as strict as I need to be to make sure my workers' families don't have to go through that too. Mining can be as dangerous as combat, you know. There's a good reason why I've held on to old habits. It was my husband. The love of my life. He was killed just a month before the armistice. Never met a soldier who didn't. I'm grateful that I was never on the front lines. Sure. His name was Manuel. He was a miner, like me. We were stationed at the same outpost for a few years, and we had the same supervisor. He was a better man than most. Honest, kind-hearted, and even-tempered. I've never felt more at peace than I did when I was with him. Losing him was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Damn colony war. Do I seem like the motherly type, Dusty? No. We never had children of our own. Manuel has a daughter named Miranda, but she was already a teenager when we got married. She lives in New Homestead with her family. We aren't very close, but I try to see her every time I pass through the Sol system. 5 years. Then we were married for most of it. I knew he was right for me after our first conversation. And I'm not the type to waste time. I can still remember the look on his face when I asked him to marry me. Heartbreaking doesn't even begin to describe it. Manuel was absolutely everything to me. Losing him shook me to my core. I've never been the same. Manuel was my greatest joy. When he died, he took most of my happiness with him. I couldn't handle the heartbreak, so I threw myself into work. I barely looked up from a cutter for years after that. I figured if I kept my head down and my workers safe, that eventually I'd get over the loss. But it's like I said, time doesn't heal everything. I believe I was only ever meant to love one person. I still hate waking up without him. I was with the other officers at my base when a report came through about one of our ships being destroyed. I recognized its name from Manuel's messages. It took a few days before the casualty reports started coming through. By the time one of the officers came to console me, I already knew he was gone. Space battles don't tend to leave many survivors. I don't think so either. I don't know if distracting myself instead of finding a way to move on was the right choice. That's the trouble with aging. The more of it you do, the more foolish your younger self looks. If it is time to move on, then leaving Argos was a good first step. I don't have as much to worry about out here. Is that all?
Might not be Jemison, but this ship is starting to feel like home.
Man, the galaxy's too big to be stuck in the same place.
Okay, guys. Enjoy the ads while I model around back end. I hope Cora doesn't get too much underfoot. Resources from other outposts within the system, and that one's the interstellar one, bringing it from another location in the system. PS4, I'm gonna save it. And I'll see who's streaming first before I just head off. Would be a good idea.